What's good, YouTube? Antayami here, back with another video. And in today's video, we got a match here: White Forest Millennials versus the Satyrion engine. And I believe it's just pure no cache tier or anything like that. I haven't seen a secondary engine, and I want to go by this match to kind of showcase, going first and going second. It's only 2 games, and I'm gonna probably try to capture a replay where I get more hand trapped or I'm under like Droll and Ferraros and see how I win that match and stuff like that. So I'm gonna see if I can cook up something like that. But in the now, if you guys are seeing this video later on today, I am going to locals and I'm going to record my locals gameplay and hopefully cut that up and have that out before the end of the weekend, so you guys can kind of see some gameplay off of that and stuff like that as well. So without all that further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the match. All right, so my opening hand, and I'm going first of course, is Wanted, Ash, Azet, the Sing Engine, and Book of Eclipse. And my opponent is on the Trichikalos, the Sulfenir, the Droplets, the Sulfur Hold, and the Ghost Mourner, which is interesting. So that means I guess he's playing like a lot of hand traps if he's playing this. So he must have like triple Veil or triple Imperm already in his deck. So let's go ahead and start my turn. And let me mute this because I like to mute this. There we go. So I go ahead and start with the Sink Engine here to see the check for Ash. Some people don't Ash this, some people do, because a lot of these people don't really see this engine too often. This is a very rare engine to see, and I feel like it's very slept on right now. So a lot of people don't know how to hand trap it properly, and it gets you a lot of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and start the Sink Engine. And again, if this gets ashed, then you have the free Azet Sin with this, and you're off to the races. Then we're gonna go ahead and search for the Golem. Then we're gonna use Golem effect again to scale itself, summoning itself to search out the fill spell. Then we're gonna link these off into Moon. So I decided in this position, I didn't want to go for the Doom Dragon zombie vampire play here, just because I had the Azet and Wanted here. So I already have like both access to like my engine. So I decided to go into the, Jesus Christ, the Fiendsmith engine. I couldn't even spit it out for a second. Just because I want to use the Requiem for the Azamina. I keep saying that. I love saying Azamina. Azamina is like my favorite word of all time. But anyway, the Azet here, because I already checked for Ash for the most part twice. So I assume my opponent is not on it. So I decided to go ahead and try to use the go for the White Forest line here. He goes for the Mourner here, which is interesting. So I guess he wanted me to stay off the Fiendsmith stuff, which is, I guess, fair. And again, you don't know how big the package is because I could still play the trap and stuff like that. Spoiler alert, I don't. But now it's just going to be straight follow-up for the next turn. So I'll go Requiem equip, and then I go Azet. Azet's going to summon itself out to search out for the Sylvie. And then we're going to normal summon out the Sylvie. Sylvie's going to search out the the Woes here. And then we're just gonna go ahead and do our standard synchro climb here. So we're gonna go ahead and discard the Woes, and we're gonna search for the Azamina Azet. Woes is gonna set itself back, and then now we're gonna go ahead and just go straight into the Azamina Azet line here. Then we're gonna go ahead and search out for the Deception, so we can get into those lines. Then we're going to go ahead and Deception tribute out the Lacrima, since it's not really doing much here. I burn for 12. And now we search out our Hollowed Azamina, activate, and we do the whole chain link here. So we have the Bellstar, and then we're going to go ahead and summon out our RC Eligo. RC Eligo is going to go ahead and search out for White Forest. Simple spells of the White Forest. I can't say that card name to save my life. Then we're going for the Hollowed. Hollowed's going to shuffle back the Azamina Azet, and then we're going to activate, doing our little chain link here. A lot of the times you're going to see me use Simple Spells of the White Forest as more of like an extender push more than anything else. And then there's a combo line where you still have the Deception follow-up, well, is here in the grave, and it's going to reset itself, and then you're going to use this as your wanted draw later on to give yourself more accessibility to hand traps and other things of that nature. So this is going to summon out our Black Witch, and then of course we're going to summon out our Omni Negate here. Black Witch effect is going to activate, and that's going to set our Betrayal. A lot of this card is insane, guys. This card is, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's basically a trap version of Desiree, basically is what it is. And it makes sure that your Black Witch is always guaranteed follow-up on top of that. So it almost feels like a little mini Fiendsmith package in its own right. But you know, and the setup is about as simple, but you do have to have a Black Witch somewhere in your hand or on the field or on the, you know, in the spawn trap zone, which sometimes she does end up there. Now we're gonna go ahead and go for wanted draw, and we're gonna draw into a Book of Eclipse, which is like, you know, whatever. And then we're gonna set Book of Eclipse, and now we have Dilla Bells, Omni Negate with the Sylvia. Then we have, you know, your opponent losing 1,000 attack, and also technically follow up if they don't deal with this card correctly. Of course, we have the trap card here, Woes, and double Book of Eclipse and Ash. So yeah, and we're gonna gain back a little bit of life points here because we do control Azamina monsters. So whatever deck my opponent is on, I'm definitely gonna burn him for 15 and gain 15. A lot of interruptions here. So he draws Imperm for turn, Imperm the Sylvia, and I'm like, okay, gotta let that go. And then normal summon the Tricalos, and then he goes for the Sulfenir, pitching the Sulfur Hold, which makes sense. And then that's gonna pop itself, and it's gonna trigger my Simple Spells of the, you know, a Deception, and then it's gonna trigger this, which is kind of what I want here, because now this is summoning a body and this is summoning a body. So now my Book of Eclipse goes crazy here with my Dilla Bells. So now I chain Dilla Bells, sending the Book of Eclipse because it's extra. And yeah, this should be all she wrote for the most part. So I go ahead and gain myself a little bit of life points here. And then he's going to summon out 2 bodies. And then he's going to go Chain Link 1 to add back to hand. And then I'm going to go Chain Link 2 Azet, Chain Link 3 the Severa of the... well, Wolf Tamer, Severa. And then he's gonna chain Droplets, because this in the graveyard is very good, because it searches his I forget what it's called, but it searches out the we'll see it in a second, I guess. Droplets. So we're gonna get Droplets with the trap card, which is really good, sending the Black Witch. And we're going to stop the Droplets. So we're going to go ahead and resolve this card being face down, so this can't just pop the Synchro. And we're going to add back. So this is going to be added off of the added back from the Synchro. And then now Black Witch is going to activate. We're going to send Deception, because this guarantees that our Deception will come back on end phase. Black Witch effect is going to activate, setting Walnut, which is another follow-up card, and it provides another draw and a free search with the Black Witch. So another follow-up piece if this gets outed. So now he's going to go ahead and go Smiger. We're going to go ahead and just Ash that, and that he just goes to end phase here. Lacrima, and of course we got that Lacrima follow-up because he Ghost Mourner it, so now we're going to have access to the Fiendsmith engine, and yeah, it's just pretty much just game here. So he decides to scoop here because he sees the writing on the wall. So that's it for game number 1, and now we're going to go ahead and head into game number 2. All right, here in game number 2, our opponent, of course, is going first. He has the Double Veiler, the Tricalos, the Sulfenir, and the Surtree. And in our hand, we didn't draw any hand traps at all. Nothing, like no non-engine at all. We just drew straight engine. So felt pretty bad about this. I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get destroyed here. And yeah, we're gonna watch our opponent pop off here for a second. I don't really know too much about the like the straight combos with this deck. I kind of know like what it's trying to do and what it's looking for, but I don't know inclusion. That's the name of it. I don't know how to like sequence it perfectly. But I know it ends on cluster, usually the infinity here, usually one of those this guy right here, the dragster. So Yeah, this is usually typically like their inboard, and they usually end on Triskalos, but I guess here they ended on Sick Tree. So pretty much the same thing, except for this one you can activate like pretty much whenever in the main phase or battle phase. So you can't just go like battle phase beat over it because it'll just tag out. So but yeah, so he basically has an Omni, or sorry, he has an Omni negate here, a Spell and Trap negate, a pop, and double Veiler. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can actually try to break through this. There's no reason to like scoop here because I mean our hand is pretty gassy here, but we'll see what we can do to kind of like minimize this board and try to steal the game, right? So we're gonna go ahead and start with Azamina because I'm looking at my hand and I want to make sure I give value to as many card as possible, because Black Witch is very costly to start with, and this is going to automatically get negated because he knows he's not playing against actually like a Millennium deck. And I really want this card to go off because it's really strong going second, and it has like, it puts the 2 big bodies on board, well actually puts 3 big bodies on board, and it's just very strong. So I wanted to resolve this as much as possible, and then you use the other cards kind of like as bait, and then go into the Fiendsmith engine and then pass it back to him, right? So that's like the idea. So I started with Azamina Azet because it's like the smallest amount of bait, but it's a lot of pressure, right? So I'm gonna special summon it, activate the effect, and try to fusion into like an RCL Go, or try to go into a Sylvia. And I didn't even think which one I was gonna use because I didn't think I was gonna get that far. So we're gonna go ahead and special summon it out. We're gonna activate the effect. It's gonna be met with a Veiler, which makes a lot of sense. Stopping that out, because you don't know what this card is gonna bring out, especially when you don't really know the list. It could bring out almost anything, right? So next we're gonna go with the Azet here to put a lot more pressure here. I'm thinking he was gonna negate it with this. I don't know if he does or not. No, he actually lets this go, which I feel like that's kind of surprising because Azet resolving gives you a lot of advantage, and I haven't even used my normal summon yet, so we have a lot of things that can just come out of this, right? So now my new plan here is to resolve a Wolf Tamer here, Book of Moon and everything, and then chain block it with this, so we can just kind of like have an easy way to like push through this inboard here. So I went ahead and activate that. He negates that, which to me is wild, very wild. I don't know why he would negate that, but whatever. And then he chained this, and I feel like this was chained a little too early. I feel like he could have waited, make this a level 5, and then summon back a, wait, can it summon back a tuner? It can summon any of them, right? Blah, 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 blah. Target one non-tuner, never mind, it can't. So it has to go into like another dragster, so that's fine. So he negates that for some reason. We're gonna go ahead and normal summon Sylvie, no effect, because I didn't want Infinity to destroy this card, and I wanted to use it for material for the Wolf Tamer. So we went ahead and went for the Wolf Tamer here. Wolf Tamer is gonna use the effect Chain Link 1, and then of course we're gonna try to chain block that, and then we're gonna try to Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse everything. So he goes Veiler onto Severa. He lets go the this search, which is insane, and now I'm gonna go ahead and try to chain this to bounce the dodge Veiler, and then all of a sudden he goes for the negate. So yep, we burned this negate without it destroying anything, so we got a little bit of value off of that, which is very, very good. And we kind of win in this exchange. So now the only thing we had to worry about now is the pop and the spell and trap negate, which I kind of mess up because I actually misclicked here, so you're going to see in a second of what I mean. So again, we're going second here, right? So we need to figure out how to keep pushing and breaking the board. Now I could have went ahead and synchro 8 here, but I wanted to like kind of like break the board and set up a Fiendsmith engine. I still have Deception, I still got Witch, I still got this, and like I got so much stuff here in hand. So like the White Forest part of the deck is actually cracking this board very well. So anyway, I decided to go into the SP Little Knight here to kind of like out things, and I wasn't sure how the trap card was read or stated. I didn't know if I target cluster and it flips it up, it'll protect it. And to surprise, yes, if I target cluster with SP Lord Knight and he flips it up, nothing happens. So I wanted to go to like, all right, let's go ahead and banish the Dawn Draster here to get rid of this negate, and I target the wrong one. I went too fast and I target literally the wrong one. I could have just literally clicked on it, but I went through like a little scroll thing and clicked on the wrong one. So oops. Well, anyway. Oopsies. So I went ahead and went for Deception to kind of like bait this out because I knew he probably would negate that. And again, from side decking, I put Black Witch to 1 in my list. So this card was not live, so I had to discard it with the Witch effect. And then Witch is going to go ahead and set another Wanted here for pretty much follow-up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to draw off of the Simple Spoils of the White Forest, put that back. We're going to use this as follow-up, of course. It's going to reset itself. And we're drawing into another Millennium or Sengajin, which is really strong here. So now, yeah, he's going to just pop it. So I probably shouldn't have activated this, but at the same point, I want to use this bait to guarantee the Fiendsmith push here. And if he just had another hand trap here, then I would just cook. It just didn't matter. I was not winning this game if he had another hand trap. Well, technically I would have if I would have banished this, but you know, it happens, right? So he goes clusters summons back to Sick Tree, and we're gonna pop the Millennium, and then now we're gonna go into our Fiendsmith combo here. So Lockerma's gonna dump Engraver effect is going to shuffle back the Moon, summon itself back out, and then now we're gonna go into Requiem is gonna send the Affinity here, and then we're gonna go into Sequence effect is gonna shuffle back 3 to summon back out the Desiree, and then we're gonna go into the Agman Day is gonna be really strong here. We're gonna use the Sequence to out the cluster, and then we're gonna go ahead and use the effect of Agman Day to equip to the Desiree, and then now we're going to the battle phase, and we can't attack directly because we resolved the SP Lord Knight, so getting in with damage here is pretty good. So we'll pass, and now we have Sengajin as follow-up. We have this as follow-up, and oh yeah, I forgot this doesn't float back because they got negated by activation, so it doesn't come back out because this negates. I keep forgetting this negates activations, which to me I find that surprising. But okay, so he opens up Droplets, which is like one of his best top decks here to out the Desiree, and he puts Smiger in Graveyard, so very good. So now he has access to Inclusion here, and again we're gonna let him cook here. And I don't know if he could have done anything better to out this board, but he pops up here for a second and gets the cluster back. I go Desiree to kind of like out the Synchro just in case he decides to go Chris Kalos to pop this and summon 2 more bodies. Then he goes for the trap card, searching another Smiger, and he's going to send Smiger back to the graveyard, summoning this out. It's gonna pop itself, and it's gonna summon out Sittree. Yep. So now he has Sittree plus Tricalos, so I feel like he has access to the Synchro 9 that banishes 3. Set cluster, and we have to out cluster again. This card is really hard to, really annoying to out. So now we're gonna go ahead and activate follow up here. So we're gonna go Simple Spoils to add Black Witch, and then we're gonna activate Sylvie, shuffling back out the Wolf. And then as that's gonna add itself back to the hand, and we drew into another Rosette, which is fine, or Ezet. So we're gonna pitch that, and I didn't want to trigger this, and this is okay to trigger because I feel like he already went through most of his level 7s because he already went to both of his synchros here, both times already. So I felt like I was in a good position here. This is his bandage pile here. Like he already went through like a good bit of his resources. So I wanted to kind of like clean beat over this. And I was like, there's nothing he can really tag out into this. So I was like, yeah. And we want to summon 2 monsters because I really want to out this. And I want to also beat this card as well. So he can pop 1, and this was going to beat over this. And then we main phase 2, go into Caveman, and we have Azet, like the rest is history. So he goes into this, and I don't think he knew he had any real targets left in his deck, and this does literally nothing on my turn. So I just go into battle phase, and I think he saw the writing on the wall and ends the game there because this doesn't do anything anymore. and then I just going back into the Desiree. Desiree is gonna re-out the clusters again, kind of like the same thing, and then we're gonna have this follow-up, or this on the inboard, and then this on the inboard. So yeah, but that's gonna be it for that game. Again, I'm gonna have a locals video coming up here in the near future. Getting myself set up to like stream it, and hopefully everything comes out okay. But again, I'm not gonna showcase the deck list, because I'll showcase the deck list whenever I drop the locals videos, and I'll let you guys know how that goes at the locals. So all right guys, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.